So, Chats, thanks for joining us again. Where do we start this week from the IPL? It's been another busy week in the IPL. Maybe Abhishek Sharma, because England fans would have saw him in the T20 series, of course, where he scored that century for India. And he's had a sort of lean start to the IPL, but sort of burst into life with that 141 off 55 balls.
Yeah, I think his lean start and Travis Head's lean start, I think that has been one of the key reasons why Sunrisers Hyderabad haven't had the best of starts to this IPL season. But look, you cannot really keep these ballistic openers quiet for too long. And when he did start scoring, there was just no end to it. Abhishek Sharma, I would say that was an era-defining knock from Abhishek Sharma. It takes me back to Brendan McCullum's 150-odd not out that he scored on opening night of the Indian Premier League back in 2008. That was an era-defining knock in itself. And I think T20 cricket has changed over the last 2 decades so much that now we are looking at scores of 240 being scored regularly, scores of 240 being chased down regularly. So T20 cricket has completely changed. And now, in sync with this new era, here comes another era-defining knock, and this time from an Indian batter. Abhishek Sharma has written his name down in the annals of IPL history, and wow, what a blistering knock! Such power hitting.
I know. Sunrisers Hyderabad, 247 for 2, chasing it down with more than over to spare as well. And that shows the talent in Indian cricket, because that's the beauty of the IPL, isn't it, Chetan? Because we see a lot of regulars, the likes of Rohit Sharma, Jasprit Bumrah, and Virat Kohli. But every year, and I know Abhishek Sharma's been playing in the IPL for a few years now, but every year they unearth a gem in Indian cricket.
Yeah, I think that's very aptly put, because I was just thinking, when the IPL started, we are just about a third into this IPL season. I was just thinking in the first week with some decent performances, and those performances were not coming from your regular star players who were still, just trying to get into the IPL. Some of them had played 6 to 8 months of cricket, and there were injury concerns. They were missing a couple of matches, but the younger names or the unknown names were really coming up. And I was just wondering, if I have to put down the top 15 T20 cricketers in India today, I would have a lot of trouble. If I have to pick the Indian T20 squad for the next year's T20 World Cup, I would have to do a lot of thinking. So there's no dearth of talent. And I think there are a lot of domestic T20 leagues that are happening in the country, especially after the IPL, which feed into the IPL, which brings this talent into the IPL. And of course, you have the talent scouts from the 10 IPL teams across those leagues, across domestic cricket, and they are unearthing such talent. And you look at players, Abhishek Sharma, we just spoke about him. He is a product of that talent scouting. You look at Namandhir, you look at different players who've come across over the years, and then they have made it big in the IPL, and it becomes a quick way to get into that Indian team. Again, Abhishek Sharma, that has been the progression for him, hasn't it? So there's no dearth of talent. This is a stage, one of the biggest stages to perform in international cricket and get noticed by the Indian selectors. So yeah, Indian cricket as this time is really blessed, and the IPL has worked like a charm.
Let's turn attention now to RCB. Let's talk about their big win on Sunday, 9-wicket victory over the Rajasthan Royals. There's always been talk of RCB. Can they do it? Will this finally be their year? But it looks like they found the formula at the top with Phil Salt and Virat Kohli. Kohli started off fantastically well. I think 3 half centuries in the first 6 games, accompanied by Phil Salt as well. So England fans will be interested to see how they're doing. Plus the power of Padikkal. Plus, they've got the experienced bowling lineup in Bhuvi Kumar and Josh Hazlewood. Will this finally be the year, Chetan?
I think it's a little too early to say, will this be the year that RCB breaks the jinx? I think they are doing really well. What they have done is they've taken those away matches. They've recognized the need to win the away matches. You have 7 away matches.
Yep.
RCB need to win at least 5 of the 7 away matches. And why I say that is because Chinnaswamy is not your typical home ground. It doesn't give RCB that home advantage. Even if you score 220 there, chances are there's more than a 50% chance that you're going to end up losing that game. And especially in the previous IPL season, that was the case. Of course, this time around, the RCB bowling lineup is really exciting. But again, you need to target those away matches, away points. If you get those 5 away wins, or even if 4 away wins, I think that could really do the trick for RCB. But having said that, when I looked at the RCB squad once the auction was over, I'm not an RCB fan, but even then, um, I was actually very excited because I think I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that this is a title winning RCB side, but I think there are enough elements out there which, if added together well, if gel well together, they can easily make it to the knockouts. In the knockouts, it's anybody's game on that particular day, but they can easily make it to the knockouts in dominant fashion, in dominant style. And I think they are gelling well together. Lots of pieces and parts have come together, performing well. Their bowling attack, Josh Hazelwood, immense buy, immense purchase. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, he's giving them that opening spell. Krunal Pandya, my God, what a purchase. I think if you have to talk about a buy of the auction, especially from an RCB perspective, that's Krunal Pandya. Left arm spinner gets you some crucial runs lower down the order. But the passion that he sees, that he showcases in the game, the thinking hat that he has on at all times. He's thinking very quickly on his feet. He's a solution finder. RCB letting go of Yuzvendra Chahal, they did not find a solution finder, wicket-taking spinner. Now they have one in Krunal Pandya. And of course, Phil Salt at the top of the order. He's been exceptional. It takes off some pressure from Virat Kohli, because Phil Salt, when he gets going, he gives you that quick fire start, and then Virat Kohli can just do his thing. You remember that last game that they won, Phil Salt, energetic start, and then Kohli was just watching at the other end, and then once Salt was out, he was doing his thing. He struck another half century, took them to the finishing line. So I think that opening partnership is gelling well. Rajat Patidar as the captain, that was a big surprise before the IPL season began. But I think he's really, really done well. Jury's still out, I would say. But I think the first target for RCB is get into the knockouts. And when I say get into the knockouts, don't qualify third or fourth. Qualify first or second, so that even if you have a bad day, you have a second chance. And I just think that they are getting into the knockouts. After that, it's anybody's game on the day.
And just finally, Chetan, we normally like to end on a good story with the podcast every week with a final word. But I think a good story to highlight here is Karun Nair. 7 years since his last IPL half century, 3 years, I think, since his last appearance. He's been in phenomenal form domestically in India as well. He's won a Ranji Trophy. He scored a bucket load of runs in the 50-over competition as well. So just a word on Karun Nair, because England fans will remember him, I think, for that triple hundred. Is it 2016 against
2016.
England?
Yeah, I was there.
So 9 years on now, he's still making headlines in the IPL. What a story. 89 of 40 balls for the Delhi Capitals.
I'll tell you what, when he scored that triple hundred, I was covering that game in Chennai, and that was an amazing knock. Of course, he scored a triple hundred. That's always an amazing knock. And then this domestic season, I was doing commentary on a couple of those Vijay Hazare 50-over games that he was playing, and he scored those 2 knocks. One of them was 100. And of course, he had 5 consecutive hundreds this time in that ODI competition.
Oh, he had a ridiculous average, didn't he? I don't think he got out at all.
No, in the first 6 games, he didn't get out at all. So it's a fantastic story. It's one of those stories that the sport gives you, cricket gives you, and you think, okay, this is where you draw inspiration in real life as well. That, look, if sometimes things just don't align your way, don't just give up. Maybe try a little bit more, try a little harder. And I think you never know which door really opens. And I think that is the story of Karun Nair here. He was on the verge of giving up. He sent out that amazing tweet that, "Dear cricket, please give me another chance." Then he goes and plays some county cricket, make some noise there. Then he gets picked up by Vidarbha, the domestic side, because he was ready to leave Karnataka. He was not getting those opportunities, not scoring those runs. So he goes to Vidarbha, becomes their captain, Ranji winning season, big run scoring across formats. He gave that extra time, extra effort, one last push to making a name in the game once again. And the game said, okay, now's your chance. Now's your time. The door is open for you. And let me just say this. after so long you're playing IPL, scoring a half century, and you're taking on Jasprit Bumrah. It was, it just, to me, it says the stars have aligned finally for Karun Nair. And I know it's a little too early. We're still halfway through April, and there's an England tour coming up. India touring England for 5 test matches. Let me
You wouldn't,
go
would
down
you?
on a
You
limb and
wouldn't, would
say,
you?
yeah, I am going out on a limb and saying this. Put Karun Nair on that plane to England. He spent last 2 summers playing county cricket. He has
Yep.
runs under his belt. This is a feel-good nature to his cricket at the moment. If Ajinkya Rahane, on the basis of some IPL form, was picked for the last WTC final against Australia, I think Karun Nair has done enough to get on that plane to England. Let him be part of that test side once again.